Hi there! In this video we will explore what SQL injection is, the types of SQL injections, what is its danger, and most importantly we will show by example how SQL injection works and how to protect yourself from it. SQL injection is a type of cyber attack in which an attacker attempts to inject malicious SQL code into a query that is executed by a web application. The goal of SQL injection is to manipulate or gain unauthorized access to the data stored in the database behind the web application. There are several types of SQL injection attacks, including inbound SQL injection. In this type of attack, the attacker uses the same communication channel to both inject the malicious SQL code and receive the response from the database. Out-of-band SQL injection. In this type of attack, the attacker uses a different communication channel to receive the response from the database. This is often used when the attacker cannot directly access the database. Blind SQL injection. In this type of attack, the attacker doesn't receive any direct response from the database. Instead, the attacker observes the behavior of the web application to infer the structure and content of the database. First, let's create a MySQL database. Create a new users table. And enter the ID, username, email and password fields into this table. Let's enter the test data into the users table. Let's enter test user, and also enter admin. Now open the code editor and create a PHP file index.php. Create a basic structure including the head and body tags. Inside the head tag, add the necessary meta tags for character set and viewport configuration. Also include the Tailwind CSS CDN link inside the head tag to import the styles. Inside the body tag, create a div element. Next, add a heading for the login form using the h1 tag. Now create the login form using the form tag. Set the action attribute to login.php and the method attribute to post. Inside the form, create two div elements for the username and password input fields. For the username input field, set the type attribute to text, the name attribute to username and the ID attribute to username. For the password input field, set the type attribute to password, the name attribute to password, and the ID attribute to password. Finally, create a submit button using the button tag. Let's move on to implementing the code in login.php. First, establish a connection to MySQL database using the mysql extension. Check if the connection was successful using the connect arrow property of the con object. If there was an error, display an error message and stop the script executing using the die function. Retrieve the username and password submitted from the login form using the superglobal array. Create an SQL query to select the user from the users table where the username and password match the submitted values. Execute the SQL query using the query method. Check if the query returned any rows using the numRows property of the result object. If there are any rows, it means the user's credentials are valid, so display a success message and proceed to the protected area. Let's open the main page and test the login. As we can see, when entering the correct data, a successful login occurs. When entering incorrect data, a message about incorrectly entered data is displayed. If we enter the following code in the password field, we will get a successful login. Why this happening? When the code constructs the SQL query to check the user's credentials, it concatenates the user's supplied input directly into the query string. This means that if an attacker can supply carefully crafted input, they can modify the query to always return true, regardless of the actual password. The OR operator in the query causes the query to return true if either the password is correct or if the condition is true. Since B is equal to B is always true, the query will always return a result and the login will be successful. To prevent SQL injection, let's change the code in login.php. Replace the SQL query with the prepared statement using the prepare method of the con object. The prepared statement should contain placeholders for the username and password values. Use the bindParam method of the STMT object to bind the submitted username and password values to the placeholders in the prepared statement. The bindParam method takes two arguments, a string that specifies the data types of the bound variables and the variables themselves. In this case, the data types are both strings and the variables are user and path. Execute the prepared statement using the execute method of the STMT object. Retrieve the result of the prepared statement using the getResult method of the STMT object. Now if we try to use the previous code in the password field, authorization will not occur.